The live button. All right. And we're live.
Recording's home.
Zumbi
Yeah,
Silva, man. We finally do it, man.
dude.
I can't
Good
wait.
man.
I can't wait to get people listening to you, man. I think so many people are going to be excited to see you on this podcast, bro.
Good. Thank you, man. I am a
I,
little bit shy, but it's okay, man. I don't like to meet those things like that.
brother,
I'm a little
that's
bit
what I
shy,
love
but it's
about you,
okay.
man. That's what I love about you. You're
Yeah,
you're a diamond in the rough. You know, it's not easy always to get an inside access to Zumbi, but once you get there, it's just worth it, man. You're an amazing person.
nice.
You're one of my favorite people that I've met all throughout my jiu-jitsu experience, and you know it, man. Like I don't have to say it to you, you're like my brother.
Yeah,
We started
sure,
as
man.
a
I know.
student coach, and now we're like family. And I look up to you in
Sure.
everything to do with jiu-jitsu, and we have such a good relationship. So I wanted to share it with everybody here on the podcast, man.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
And listen, guys, we were just talking before we went live. Look at him, the clean shave, the beard. The man has become a pro, bro. You're
A
looking
little
good.
bit white bird. A little bit white bird, but it's for
Ah,
my father, I guess. It's for my father. My father has all. Maybe he not right now. His all his hair is white. His beard also is
I
white. So
see, I
I got
see.
this from my father. But it's okay, man.
But
It's
but
okay.
do you usually dye your beard?
Yes, yes. No, 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 no.
No.
Sometimes, but depends on
Okay,
my moods, man. Sometimes I
I
shave
see.
all. I shave
But
like
man, it looks very
crazy.
good. It has this like wise, experienced jiu-jitsu black belt look now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Good.
No, no, but you're looking good. I'm happy to see. This is the first time I see you since March 17 when we rolled together.
The last time was the barbecue session. We did a training.
Casa do
And the
Jiu-Jitsu.
last time, yes, that's the jiu-jitsu, yes.
Man, I'm
So the
so
last time, maybe
happy.
1 month, more than 1 month.
I'm so happy we ended, like, not ended, I don't want to say ended, but we started the pandemic on such a good high. You know, some people, they had a shitty training session, their back hurts, they didn't roll very good, and then the pandemic started.
Mm.
We had an amazing day. Barbecue,
Yeah,
swimming pool. Okay, all right.
crazy,
See you,
man.
boys.
The last day was memorable. Like man, the perfect day. The jiu-jitsu lifestyle. Training with friends after some perfect barbecue from Chef Zaid Salmon Chef.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
And man, let's just have a fun. This is
It
the
was
good thing of the
it,
life.
it was perfect. I look back like I'm looking forward to when this whole thing is over so we can do more like this, man, because I really feel we need more things like this. You know, the rolling, the doing the barbecues together, this podcast, the vibe that we have. This is what I look forward to in
Yeah.
jiu-jitsu, man. So I can't wait till this whole bullshit is over.
It's a part of jiu-jitsu, no, man. It's like a family,
Yeah,
make friends, have a good time together.
exactly.
This is one thing that jiu-jitsu is a special sports. I can say like that. It's a
Mhm.
unique sports. So it's like you start to go to the gym, you start to playing jiu-jitsu like for the body, for the sports condition. But after that, you see that your gym, your academy, your flag become like a family because you
Absolutely.
go every day, 1 hour, 2 hours, in
That's
a
true.
weekend. So you have more contact, maybe more than some parents that you have. So
Yeah, yeah.
some close
Exactly. Some
and
family.
some family members as well. So it's like he's a crazy man, crazy,
Man, it's
crazy.
it's interesting because like sometimes we have a bias because we do jujitsu. We think that jujitsu is special, and then basketball, judo is not the same. But
No, no.
I think there is something special to jujitsu. Yes, every team has its feeling, but jujitsu has something extra. I feel right.
Yeah, man, it's hard to explain. Like
Exactly.
just who practicing, and that is two things it's also, man. Like you start practicing, or you love, or you like it's okay. But who get this feeling, that
Yeah.
we have right
Yeah.
now, man? You're gonna do jiu-jitsu forever. So it's like if he catch you, if he jiu-jitsu catches you, like man, you'll be
Exactly.
forever.
It's
So
like a
it's like
bug. Like once you get, like some people immediately it hits them. Some people they take a few classes until they understand what it's giving them, and then that's it. They're hooked for life.
really, 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 it's true, really true.
Yeah, man. But so, what are your plans? Like, imagine they say 3 weeks or 2 months, life goes back to normal, jujitsu's back. What are your plans when you go back? Do you have any in your mind?
Train, man.
Train?
No, I just want to train, train, train. Man. before I started all those things, I just came back. You know,
Yeah,
I was stopped like
exactly.
3 months, 4 months. The last training before I started again was with you in your jiu-jitsu house.
Yeah,
After that, I stopped like maybe 2 months or 2 months or 5 weeks like that. And I started coming back slowly there as well. But we are like a straight one week straight maybe training there, right?
exactly.
Maybe 5 sessions, yeah, 5 sessions, around 5 sessions. Every day I start controlling my food as well, and I put in my mind that now I have to back on my shape and back to
Yeah.
maybe future start compete like.
Oh, I can't
So I
wait.
start putting in my mind again, man. What's man now? Go for it. Now it's
It's crazy,
do
bro.
those things. Stay at home and I eat a lot, man. Boom, man.
Man, I'm the same, bro. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm training as much as I can, drilling and all of this shit, but man, you can't help it. You go through, like, especially when you do jujitsu all year, your body is like constantly on fire because jujitsu is not easy. Like, when you train, you get really hungry. My body's still hungry, but I'm not training like I used to. So, this is the
Yeah,
problem.
but man, jiu-jitsu is man. Okay, you can do many things at home. Try to keep your body in shape and keep the motions of jiu-jitsu. But man, jiu-jitsu is a contact sport. You need another person. You know, you must
Absolutely.
to have
Absolutely.
another person with you. You know, otherwise you can keep your body in motion, but man, you need another person to train. You know, so it's like you need to another people. This is one thing. Like basketball, maybe you can try to shoot by yourself, shoot in the. You can
Right.
try some skills, but man, jiu-jitsu, man, you need someone. Man.
You
You
need
need.
someone, man. That's the interesting thing. Like you bring up a very good point because I've talked to Rodrigo Shimbika now. I've talked to Diego Turl, and I don't see them interested in training at like doing drills or putting a pillow inside a jumper and training with a dummy. Like at that
Yeah,
level,
man,
it's
because
like
man, we are old school, you know, old school jiu-jitsu.
right.
Like our time, like doesn't have this pillow, this dummy thing,
Right.
or drill with the gi, man. Is you have to go to the gym and porrada, man, with your partners, you know. So
Sure. Sure.
this is where what we learn, you know, jiu-jitsu sparring, training with other people.
Right.
So for us, it's like add this in our routine is maybe it's hard, you know, it's not in our mind.
Yeah.
But of course, you can do some things alone or with
Sure.
some dummy if you have. But the motivation also is different, you know.
Completely different, man. And
Like
I think it's different because you guys, like, for me, I still need to refine a lot. For you, you went through that phase. Now you're looking at like the real interaction, the making a new game, and you can't do this with a dummy, right? You have to have a person.
yeah, yeah, so yeah, they have but the dummy is good. Like I saw your trainings, right? It's like you try to unbar some motions, is very good. Maybe half hour, 45 minutes
Yeah.
of movements.
Yes.
So it's good, man. You can keep in your body
Absolutely.
in the motion because when you back, it's hard, you know. You are slowly for do the positions.
Exactly.
You have to you can keep the movements, everything if you are alone. But I don't know, man. Maybe we need more motivation. I don't know.
I think so, man.
Maybe.
But look, my motivation is I started jujitsu late in life compared to a lot of people. Like 26, 27 is when I started. And you know, I have a background of injuries. I come from spine surgery, spinal fusion, all of this. So
Mm.
my body gets tight very quickly. If I don't exercise, if I don't do jujitsu, man, I become like reinforced concrete. So a normal person taking a month, 2 months break, they come back to jiu-jitsu, few classes, they'll be okay. For me, I'll get injured. I need to stay doing this with the dummy, man, or I worry that that's it. My hips will lock up, my back will be too tight. That's why, like,
Okay.
I keep going at it.
No, no, man. That's good, man. Keep doing your things, man. It's good for you, of course. Don't
Sure,
stop
sure.
it.
So
Don't
what
stop it.
what are you doing in this time? Are you watching any content? Are you watching fights?
Man, I watch some fights. I like to watch some fights, old fights.
Uh huh.
Um, I watch some positions as well, but positions I don't like too much because I want to after I watch, I want to
You
practice
want
it.
to do it?
So I cannot. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. So because I didn't save in my mind, no, because when you don't practice,
Hmm.
I think that you cannot save in your memory the positions, the grips, and the
That's true.
the correct movement. So it's
That's
like
true.
I prefer to watch some fights
Hmm.
and remember the old times. I like the old fights as well,
Yeah.
2005, 2010. I like to see those fights, you know.
For the old school
So
jiu-jitsu, like Roger
the old
Gracie
school
style
jiu-jitsu.
jiu-jitsu.
Not old jiu-jitsu. It's not. I don't consider Roger Gracie old school. You know,
Okay.
jiu-jitsu. Rodolfo Vieira,
Mm.
Roger Gracie, Xande Beira, I don't consider them old school.
Who do you
You
consider
know,
old
like
school?
old school. Old school, I consider like when I started, when I was young, and I started like Murilo Bustamante,
Huh?
Zé Mário Sperry,
Okay.
Fábio Gurgel. For me, those guys are old school, you know.
Got you. Got you.
Like because Rodolfo has he still have a very high level jiu-jitsu.
Mm.
Roger Gracie also, he fought with Bochecha. He did an
Mm. That was crazy. Yeah.
amazing fight. Yeah, so I don't consider those guys old school.
But man, I'm excited for
Mm.
Rodolfo Vieira in UFC. Like I really can't wait to see him
Yeah,
excel.
man, he's
Him
awesome.
and Jacare, Ronaldo Jacare.
Yeah, but Jacare now is going down in my point of view.
Okay.
He's,
Why?
he's like he's a little bit older now, older than Rodolfo.
Yeah.
Maybe almost 40.
Yep. He's getting up
I
there.
guess almost 40. Yeah, he got some chances to get the belt, but he broke his sequence of victories, right? So he
Yeah.
fought like
Yeah.
I
He got
saw
knocked
maybe
out.
2 or 3. Yeah, he fought like a 2 3 fights. One, oh, the last one forget the belt, he lost. He
Right.
lose.
Yeah.
So all the time that he almost get the chance to fight for the belt,
Mm.
he lose. So it's like
But you know,
you
like
see.
what
But I'm a big fan of him in
me
jiu-jitsu. I
too.
saw him fight. My God, man, I never see this before, man. I never saw this before. I never. These
Terrifying.
guys, man, crazy.
That's the thing
Like
that
I
like
finally to
what
meet the fights like in 2 minutes, 3 minutes, man,
man, what I
crazy.
love about them is that they're the example of pure jiu-jitsu. Now, not anybody can reach their level in jiu-jitsu, but they're the pure example of jiu-jitsu going into MMA because they didn't have any striking background. They learned like when they want to go to UFC, they had to train obviously 2-3 years of striking, but their base is 100% almost sport jiu-jitsu. So it's nice to
Yeah,
see them transition to the UFC.
yes, man. The just second, you're now come back. Okay.
Perfect.
I
Yeah.
just saw listen to you, but you're the image is freezing. But
The audio
yeah,
is
man, I
good. Yeah.
totally agree. Totally agree. I'll just perfect. Totally agree, man. Totally agree. It's
Do you have somebody in jiu-jitsu now today competing that you feel has real potential in MMA?
because it's like my point of view is crazy. It's different sports, you know. It's different.
Right.
Maybe the guys have a many examples that great guys in jiu-jitsu didn't go well in MMA.
Yeah.
Like Xande Ribeiro, Saulo Ribeiro. They are very
True.
high guys in jiu-jitsu, but
True.
even Roger Gracie, even Roger,
Yeah.
you know,
That's a very good
didn't go
example.
well. André Galvão, also, I don't know, man, Marcelo Garcia.
Mm.
So those guys are very high guys in jiu-jitsu, but in MMA is a different sport, man. I believe
You're
that it's a
dealing with too
different
many
sport.
different things. And as well, like in MMA, you have the pressure of, especially UFC, it's a huge event. As everybody's
Yeah,
watching
man.
the fight.
Yeah, no, but man, the problem is another fight. It's a fight, you know.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it's like a fight, a street fight, man.
Yeah,
Bro.
absolutely.
So it's different. It's get a punch in your face, man. I trained a little bit for help some friends
I remember, yeah.
my old time ago. Yeah, and man, it's hard training, man. I really appreciate these guys are warriors, man, because it's very tough training, man. It's
Yeah.
very tough training.
There's no
I
such
training
thing.
like a
Like in jiu-jitsu, you can train as a, not hobby, but as a like a physical activity to keep you in shape. MMA doesn't keep you in shape. It breaks your body. There's no keeping in shape doing real MMA.
really, man, really,
Yeah.
exactly. So it's another sport, man. Sometimes you can be like the best in jiu-jitsu, but man,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
You know,
It's another sport.
this is something that like leads into a nice conversation I want to have with you, which is I know a lot about you as Zumbi the black belt, Zumbi the churrasco master. I hear about this. We're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give you a lot of
Okay.
shit about this churrasco thing until I eat your churrasco, bro, because I still have not
Yeah,
tried.
man.
Everybody,
10 years, man.
bro,
10
everybody.
years. I didn't.
I'm getting messages right now from Rodrigo, oh, churrasco master, PUBG masters, and Muka, but I
Okay.
never tried it. So, anyways, we'll see. But One
But
thing
even Muka Churrasco didn't try, right? Muka Churrasco.
I didn't try his.
Did you
No,
try?
no, no, no.
No. So
We
it's
need to
similar.
make.
We are from the same.
As soon as Corona's over, we're gonna have every weekend churrasco to taste, to try, to
That's
figure
good.
things
That's
out.
good,
We
man.
have to, man.
Good.
But
Right.
I always wanted to know more about you as a student. Like, we never really got too much chance. I know you got into MMA for a while. You tried to give that a shot. You got serious about jiu-jitsu, but like starting jiu-jitsu, how were you as a student? Were you excited for jiu-jitsu? Were you wanting to compete, or were you just like as
Yes,
a
man.
hobby?
So, man, I started, man, like in 14 years old. I was in the school. Some friends started going to jiu-jitsu,
Okay.
and they are inviting me to go because we have one gym near to our school that
Hmm.
time. So I decided to go with them. And the first time that I went there, I didn't know the sports well. I never heard about, but I went there, man, and they kick my ass, man. How like they grab me, they make me tap. Like I didn't understand well what they did, so I
Hmm.
became fascinated for that. How they do that? I was heavy, right? So like I was 14 years old and maybe man 85 kilos.
So you were
Like
overweight,
I'm
or were
14
you
years
just a
old.
big kid?
Overweight,
Okay.
overweight, overweight,
Okay.
overweight, totally overweight.
Got you.
And man, my food, my food, I eat everything, man. And during morning, I used to eat hamburgers in the
I
morning,
love it.
Coca-Cola in the morning, man. Crazy, crazy shit.
Okay.
And when I started this that I'm very, very grateful for jiu-jitsu, because it changed my mind of everything for healthy. So I saw those guys there doing the exercise, eating healthy. So this become like a change my life. This the slogan that the jiu-jitsu changed life is, man, it's true. It's
Yep.
true,
For a lot
totally
of
true.
people. Mm.
And I started playing jiu-jitsu, and I started putting this in like my physical condition as well. I changed my food. I changed the way that I look the sports as well,
Right.
and after 1 month practicing, there was a competition, big competition in Porto Alegre, my old city.
After just 1 month.
1 month, 1 month. I
Wow.
was practicing
Okay.
1 month, and my professor that time is Luis Brito, Luizão. Uh,
Nice.
was a purple belt. I started with the small gym purple belt.
Okay.
So they put the students, and he motivated me to incentivize me to compete. No, let's do it. It's good for you. You see, man, it was like I was white belt. I played for one guy orange belt.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that time is not too many players, so
Right.
they mix together many categories,
How did
right?
you do?
So was yeah, man. I lose, man.
Okay. First
I lose,
competition, first month,
but man,
obviously.
yeah, man. It's 1
Okay.
month, man. But I fought well, man. I do some. I
Nice.
maybe three was like 4 minutes.
Okay.
I didn't remember the time, but I support a little bit.
Nice.
But in the end, I remember that I tapped.
Okay.
But after that, then I started training a lot. I
You
training
caught
a
the
lot,
bug.
training a lot. Yeah, man. So like I started training. I started reducing my food, controlling my food. So I started get the jiu-jitsu feeling fast, because I
Sure.
train like every day. Finish the school, I go straight to the gym.
How many days a
I
week?
start controlling my food like 5 days a week. Five
Whoa.
days a week.
Wow.
Yeah, I started like after this first competition, I go deep in the
And
sport,
how long did
So
you
like
sustain this? Like, for how long did you keep going 5 days a week nonstop?
man, after I didn't stop until my brown belt, man. I didn't
Whoa.
stop because it become like I become addicted in jiu-jitsu.
That's
So
rare.
I started in my when I got my blue belt
Hmm.
juvenile. I was 15 to 16.
Okay. So two
I got
years.
my blue belt. So in the blue belt, I start like put this in like no, this is what I want.
Mm.
I tried putting my mind because I start competing, man, every weekend. That any place that has a competition,
Wow.
I went. Like all the south, the state of South, Rio Grande do Sul state.
Hmm.
I started going to everywhere to compete. And the first travel like outside for my state in when I was blue belt in juvenile, I went to Campeonato Brasileiro Championship, Brazil Championship.
In the South.
Okay, in juvenile, and no, in Rio de Janeiro.
In Rio de Janeiro.
Okay,
Okay. Nice.
yeah. So in my first, I got the yellow belt. After I got the orange belt.
Mm,
Okay, so after orange belt, I have a age to change the belt,
sure.
and I got my blue belt, juvenile. So in the juvenile, I play a lot in all the state, and I started going to Rio de Janeiro to compete because that it was like
The
the
hub.
national championships.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. So we started like a 16 going to Rio de Janeiro. I will go now. I started going every week, every year from there because all the Brazilians in the world championship was there.
Nice. Okay, that was the place to
So
test your
since my
jiu-jitsu.
yeah, so since like my 16 years old and until like 24, 23, every year going to Rio de
Wow.
Janeiro, Brasileiro, have the Brasileiro nationals, team nationals as well. That is
Right.
like a very nice competition that five 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 people against five people, three divisions,
As a team?
lightweights, medium, as a team.
Whoa.
Very nice concept.
I like that.
Very nice
That's like
concept.
judo
Very
almost.
nice.
Judo and kendo do
I
this
don't
in some
know.
competitions.
Yeah, I didn't. I don't know. I don't know.
Cool. Very
But it's
cool.
like a very nice concept. Have your team
Mm-hmm.
for each division. It's like who won like three
Total.
fights is the winner. Yeah, three
Wow.
like so one against one. You don't know who against who you're gonna
Yeah, of
fight.
course. I
So
like
it's
that
very
format.
nice.
Wow.
It's very nice. Very nice.
Okay.
And I went to all the competitions, man, since like
Amazing.
that. So, in the purple belt, man, I put all in my mind that I really want jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
I like a purple belt. I was like 17, 18, 19, like a 19 years old,
Mhm.
19, 20 years old.
Nice. Okay.
Okay. And also I started my university, okay, physiotherapy.
Oh, so you were
At the same
specializing in
time,
physiotherapy at the same time.
yeah, at the same time I was starting the my degree in physiotherapy,
Wow.
and I walk in both side by side. So like my parents was pushing me to go to the physiotherapy, and my side I went to jiu-jitsu,
Of
play,
course.
compete.
But
So I
let
divide
me
both.
ask you real quick. Did you have the initiative to start jiu-jitsu in the first place, or was it somebody in your family that recommended you to do it?
No, my friends from school. My
Your
friends
friends
from
from
school.
school. Okay, cool. So it was your
Yeah,
thing,
they
not your
arrive.
parents.
Yeah, they arrive in the school break with the gi in the back like
Oh,
that.
bub.
And yeah, because in Brazil there is like a time that jiu-jitsu is like
Bad
the
boy.
guys are no bad boys, yeah,
Yeah,
but
it's bad
the
boy.
guys like yeah.
Okay.
So the guys like to show that they are playing jiu-jitsu,
Right,
like
right.
they are tough guys, tough boys like that. So they used to go to school with the jiu-jitsu in the back like that,
Were
holding
you
the
a tough
belt.
boy when
So
you grew up? Like growing up, were you a tough boy or
no
were you
man,
a what kind of
no,
a kid were you?
no man. I'm a friendly for everybody in my school. I stayed in my school since the kindergarten
Ah, okay.
until the finished the school until year that was the year 11 because I
Mm-hmm.
have the 12
Mm-hmm.
that time. So I stay all time in the same school.
I
So
get you.
I knew everyone there, teachers,
So
everything.
everybody loves Zumbi.
Yeah.
Just like here.
I'm friendly, yeah, man.
Cool.
I'm friendly guy, man. I happy guy, I like to
Absolutely.
make friends. I like to talk, to know new friends, to meet new friends. This is like
Man,
as I am,
this is the clear thing about your personality because whenever you're somewhere, I feel like you're an umbrella for friends. You know what I mean? Like if there's a lot of sun, you're the big umbrella that keeps everybody together in the shade because you have this nice
Yes,
personality.
because I don't like I didn't know this guy. How I cannot like those guys, those
Mm.
guys. That I don't know this guy because he's have a closed face, like a hunger face. Man, maybe this guy's look Shimbika, man. Shimbika doesn't mind for nobody, man.
Great example.
He's a very good guy, man. I
Absolutely.
had the opportunity to work with him 1 year, man. It's like a very good, great guy, man.
Amazing person. You were with me the first time I saw Zimbika when we were going to Arena to train, me and you. And we were in the
Mhm.
corridor. And that was maybe around the second year Shimbika was in the UAE. You were with me and like, you were like protecting me from him because I'm looking at him like the guy, he looked like he wanted to kill me. I don't know what was wrong with him. And then you said something to him in Portuguese and he looks at me, he's like, and he keeps walking. I remember, man, tough face, but once you get to know him, heart of gold.
Sure, man. Yeah. Totally true. So I like to meet the people first to have some judgment. If not judgment, but
Yeah.
to check how he is like a. So I don't have to have like a enemies like a.
I like that about you.
I'm open for.
And I think, a lot of people stand to lose more than they gain by judging people by the cover. A lot of people, they look at people as teams, as different clubs, and they have this like block standoff. You have this approach which is open heart to everybody. And it's fascinating because I like your approach. You roll with everybody. You train with everybody. Everybody respects your jiu-jitsu a lot. And it's not for no reason. I can't wait to get into some of the details of your jiu-jitsu because there's something very unique about you, Zumbi. I know you know it, and everybody knows it. You are one of the most efficient guys I know because you like to not spend energy. So you go straight for the honey. You know what I mean? You don't fuck around. You don't try this beautiful, fancy stuff, berimbolo. You go for what works. And I like that about you. You mess people up. When you are in shape, you're a killer. But what I like even more, Zumbi, is when you're not in shape. I know this is going to sound weird, but when you are not in shape, I see your real jiu-jitsu because you need it. You don't want to test your cardio.
Yeah,
that's when I see all the harakat, man.
After 2 minutes, halas, man. But it's okay. It's okay.
Listen,
it's true.
Listen, we're guys, man. That's how it is. We got to put up our best.
Not expand your power. No, but man, this you will learn by time. If you I learned this. My professor said like you have to expend your energy in the correct time. You have to wait. It's legit like that. You have to wait the proper moment to attack, to defense.
Right.
You have to it's a chess game. It's a chess game. Perfect. It's very, very good comparing the chess game with jiu-jitsu.
100%.
Yeah.
Listen, that's the thing about you. Like, I find it interesting that you started jiu-jitsu, you were overweight, and then I see pictures of you in purple belt. You're shredded, right?
Yeah, man. So since the purple belt, I started to put this in my series,
Okay.
So I got sorry if I forgot the name now, but I got the snack at discount. I forgot the name now.
An offer?
The word.
Or sponsorship.
Not offer from the university. Sponsorship from the university, like 100% free.
A scholarship for school.
And it's scholarship. Not school, but in the university.
Got you.
University, yeah. So because I saw I fought one competition in the same gym that was my university.
Okay.
So I showed to the principal there, and they look, well, you fought here. You fought here in our gym. Yes. I have some competition that the federation they did here. Like very nice. He showed like I got 100% scholarship.
Because of jiu-jitsu.
Okay? Because of the jiu-jitsu.
That's amazing.
Yes. So after that, man, my parents will put there because they pay a lot of money, right? It's like so they say, oh, this jiu-jitsu is a good thing.
Bravo, Zumbi, bravo.
Yeah. So they change their mind, and they change their mind.
Yeah.
And I start compete a lot. I got the sponsorship from university. I have another sponsorship like food, like another things like that. And I start traveling, purple belt and brown belt. I got good results in my state. Maybe I lose like a few times only, but I got a lot of good results in the national also. I got the Brazilian national championship first in the purple belt and brown belt. I got the second brown belt. I have some bad luck because I fought with the tough guys. I fought him like 4 times in the brown belt.
Oh wow!
And he's I just didn't get the gold because I faced him.
Did you ever beat him?
He's also no, man.
Wow, that good.
Unfortunately, no, man. He's man. In the same time, like I stopped like at the university like 6 months. I stopped. I hold
just for jiu-jitsu.
Just dedicate for training. Yes.
Wow.
So that time I trained 3 times a week. I did some physical conditional with professional guys. I put this series on my mind. This is what I want. But at the same time was like the time that I have to gain some money as well, to make some money because I was like at 24 years old, 23 years old. So I had to get some
what were you
income.
doing? What were you doing for income on the side?
No, I didn't do. My parents
they supported you.
Me a lot.
Okay. Yeah, because they saw what jiu-jitsu can do for you.
Yes, but at
Mm,
the same time, and then I cannot like all that like a 25, 26 years old. My father was like they had two childs already,
sure.
has a family and work, gets his income. So I cannot
Right.
just in jiu because jiu-jitsu at that time didn't have the income and the all the media that they have today.
Exactly.
So
Yeah. It
it's
wasn't as
hard to get
popular.
some money. So it's few, yeah,
Got you.
just few people get some money in jiu-jitsu. It's like
Okay.
so I just expend money with travels because I have to travel in the by airplane
Right.
to
Right.
my city to Rio de Janeiro, hotel, expenses, everything. I have to eat there because I stay like in Rio de Janeiro like a 15 days, 20 days per year.
Just for the
So in the
competition or for
hotels,
training?
just for competition and training. After
Okay.
that, I start a little bit before I arrived. Always I arrived like 1 week before the competition.
Mm-hmm.
1 week, train a little bit, compete, and
Where would you
after that
train?
I rest a little bit, chill a little bit, and start training again. Training again for the next one.
Got you.
So
Which
after
gym?
back to my state.
Which gym would you train in?
Because that time my flag, my gym was Sul Jiu Jitsu.
Soul Jiu
Okay,
Jitsu. Right.
is one of the biggest one in the south.
Yeah.
Okay, the Rio Grande do Sul state, the biggest one I believe.
Does it still exist?
And no, they broke up, man. They broke up.
Oh.
This
This
is
is
from
Zen
Zemari
Mario.
Sperring.
Yeah. 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 Okay.
Yeah, Zemari Sperring Walter Matos. Okay,
Ah, I see.
and it's a huge team, huge team.
This is the
Oh,
same as
maybe have maybe
Shanji
Muka.
Nascimento. Muka also.
Alexandre Nascimento is De La Riva. We arrived after,
But before De
but
La Riva, he said that he was part of this whole group under Zen Mario Spelling.
maybe because
Yeah.
he's not from Porto Alegre.
He's near
Maybe
it.
he's from yeah, from another city
Yeah.
around. Maybe he can be from because I didn't
Got you.
know also all the
Ah. Did
the
you know Muka?
the affiliates. Yes, Muka I know him a long time. I knew him a
Okay.
long time ago.
Okay.
Muka, who else here? Like Muka. There is more people. Uira.
Uira. Okay.
Uira?
Yes, of
Yeah,
course.
Uira. Jian.
Oh, bodybuilder Jean.
So all from yeah. So
Nice.
all those guys are from the
Nice.
same gym.
Interesting.
And Zé in that time is dividing our state, our city in Rio de Janeiro because it has a BTT, Brazilian Top Team as well.
Ah, okay.
So he was a fighter, MMA fighter, and also manager from Minotauro and
Right.
another
Right.
fighters over there.
Very
So
cool.
when we have Brazilian nationals and world championships, we're supposed to all the competitors, guys from South, from Jiu-Jitsu, we went to Rio de Janeiro to train.
Right.
So there I met many people, also many people that are here in the project from Rio de Janeiro, São Paulo. I met all of them there.
So that was like the connecting point with all of the people you know here.
Yeah, so I knew many people from that are working here right now.
Mhm.
They're in the Rio de Janeiro in Brazilian top team because all the affiliates from those guys come to Rio de Janeiro and Brazilian top team headquarters to train for the
Okay.
worlds or for Brazilian nationals.
Got you.
So I met many people in the training there is man hard, many tough people there.
Yeah, I'm
Guto
sure.
Campos, Mario Reis,
Oh, wow.
Formiga. Oh man, many
Killers.
guys, many Margarida that time, man, many people.
Zumbi,
many people,
tell me
many
something.
people.
If I'm not mistaken, you once fought Roger Gracie in a competition in Brazil.
Yeah, man,
What
I
belt was
fought him,
this?
man. Unfortunately, man, bro, black belt.
Black belt. Oh shit.
Black
Okay, how
belt.
was that?
Yeah, black belt. Man, I was a little bit overweight.
Okay.
1.5 kilos. Like I will put my name in the open weight. Okay, let's see. Maybe I can fight because that time everyone can register in open weight.
Oh,
So we
got you.
have many people for one day open weight. That time was five fights. 5, 4,
Okay.
5, maybe 4 at least 4.
Okay.
So many people register, and I put my name on the open weight. Maybe I can lose a little bit. I can fight 2 fights, 3 fights,
Okay.
and I lose some weight. So I fought the first one. I won. I
Nice.
didn't remember who was. And the second time, let's do this. That I fought very well. I become excited. Well, maybe I can go far in this division.
Cool.
But was a very, very tough names there.
Of
Roger,
course.
Shanji. I know that
Oh shit.
that time because I cannot. I'm not in the same level of them. But man, let's fight jiu-jitsu, right?
Of
Let's
course.
do my best and let's see.
Of course.
And In the second fight, man, I saw some. I didn't see the brackets,
Hmm.
and I saw they called my name. I didn't see the bracket, and I saw many movements there.
Oh,
Photographers, media come around the mat. What the
it's
fuck?
all for Zumbi.
Who is who? Yeah, no, man, I didn't. They didn't know me well, right?
Okay.
So, man, who else? Who, man? I will fight, man. So come Roger Gracie, man.
Oh,
Because Roger,
fuck.
maybe that time he didn't stay in the normal warm up. You know, it's like a privilege like that.
The
Because
Bentley outside.
yeah, man. Because no, there his people like
Sure,
go near to the mat, like
sure.
he's the star, and then his family is
The
the
organizers.
organizer from
Oh,
the
so all
country.
the
Oh,
cards are
excuse me.
stacked.
Yeah, so boom, come on, the media man become like a freeze, you know.
Ooh.
So man, crazy. I grabbed his gi, man. I tried to move him. He didn't, because he's more he's taller than me as well.
Yeah.
Too much taller than me.
Okay.
And I grabbed his gi, man. I tried to move him. He didn't move, man. I said, "Hey, man, I fucked up." So it's like, man, I put straight to half guard, you know.
Okay,
So I
good.
put straight half guard. I stay there, man. But man, it's so big. So the fights like maybe submit me like 4 minutes. It was 10 minutes that time.
Okay.
So I support him like 4 minutes.
And then what happened?
And
Like, how did he
okay,
how
man.
did he catch you?
No, man, he tried to pass. He tried to pass his life. He crossed his life,
Okay.
and I turned in turtle position
Okay.
and tried to cover the guard. He go to my back, put one hook. He didn't put the both, but go to my neck and choke me.
Oh shit. And he's huge,
Man,
man. He's huge.
huge, man, huge, man. He tried to get my back. He covered all my body, man. And I was seeing that there was a I was a middle heavy
Uh-huh.
weight, like 82 kilos, 84 kilos,
Okay.
85 kilos. And he's like a super heavy, maybe 100.
Oh
I don't know.
wow. Even at that time, like you guys
Yeah.
are in your 20s and he's 100 kilos, right?
Yeah. Don't have a limit for don't
Unbelievable.
have a limit for weight, but
What a
it's crazy. Good
situation.
experience, but yeah, man.
Absolutely.
And in the category, the same competition, I
Hmm.
fought with Nino Chambry.
Mm.
Do you know this
Yes,
guy,
yes, yes,
Nino
of
Chambry
course.
from Gracie Barra?
Of
Yeah.
course.
So man, he was like he came back for a long time away from competitions,
Uh-huh.
but I was good. I won the first two fights, and the quarterfinal was him. And I have a good, but I don't know what happened when I become nervous. I don't know. I felt very bad,
Sure.
and I lost I lose also the game.
This is the
And
crazy part. Like, I mean, sometimes you catch a flow and you're doing well, and then the brain kicks in, right? If it,
yeah, man. If you're ready, your physical is ready.
mm,
The 100% your mind, man. 100% your mind.
I feel
You know,
like
because
this is something
ready
huge.
physical body. Maybe the black belt who like if you're training serious, you are 100% a physical.
Sure.
So the detail is, man, your mind. You know, your brain, your focus, what you really want. You know, if you work your mind, man, you can get there.
Yeah, I definitely attribute like in competition. I believe because your body is being trained in on the mats and open mats or in competitions, same way. It's the brain that's different between training in your home gym and going to a competition. That's the real big difference, I think.
Yeah, I mean, competition that is a man. You have to. It's hard, man. Sometimes you fight well, sometimes But from purple and brown, man, I have a one stability constantly, like constantly. I work well my mind, because
Yes,
I do this,
you
man,
competed a
so
lot.
often that a lot. So for me, it's like I don't become too much nervous. Of course, it's a little bit nervous. Like you push yourself
Yeah,
to push to get your results because you train a lot. If you train a lot, man, and you know that you are training a lot,
you get
you become
confident.
like a confident. Exactly.
It's
So you work
interesting.
your mind that yeah, man. If you are ready, if you train a lot,
Hmm.
for sure, man, you become confident, and you have to work your mind that that day is your day. You train a lot for that,
Right.
and man, you have to just
To trust
to
yourself.
flow, man. Flow your trust yourself and flow your jiu-jitsu, man. Yeah.
I
Trust
like it.
what you will.
A lot of the guys I've been talking to who are like competitors, there's a uniform tone or a theme, let's say, and that's compete a lot. Okay, maybe you don't have full confidence. Maybe you don't trust your game so much. Maybe you have one aspect of your game that's really good and you're not sure about the rest. If you compete a lot, then it's just like training. When you train a lot, you start seeing what works in training. If you compete a lot, you start seeing what works in competitions. You might not, don't expect to win in the beginning, right? But eventually, things are going to click, right? And I feel like that's a message that all of you guys have been sharing indirectly.
Yes, that's totally true. Totally
Yeah.
true. It's like, and it's a good thing that I started in jiu-jitsu losing.
Mm.
So this is no.
Mm-hmm.
I want to win because man, after the first time that I won,
Right.
man, the sensation, that you want to fight that, the sensation when they have to put your hands up, man, is the best sensation that,
Unbelievable.
man, it's crazy. It's crazy,
It's
man.
like
It's
a
crazy.
weight off of your chest. It's like, it works. This shit fucking works.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. I like to test myself, when you
Mm.
are ready, really ready. That uh, some years ago, the guy said, I must compete. I was training more than I'm training right now, but
Mm-hmm.
maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago,
Right.
I started training. We were training together already, but I trained him. Oh, man, you must compete. You must compete. But man, I like. It's not because I feel that I must be ready.
You must
Ready to compete. I
dedicate.
don't want to compete. Yes, I don't want to compete just to compete. To have a fun, compete. But then, man, you two go and you lose. If I train more, maybe I can get the. I don't like this now.
Yes.
My last competition was like the World Pro here.
Mm-hmm.
I fought. I fought well, but I lose. I lose, and I I felt that if I train a little bit more, I can win. So
That hurts you.
I decided to or I dedicate 100% for this competition or this tournament,
I
or
like
man,
that.
I'm not going, just to have fun. I had to go and
Yes.
get a good results. If I fall well, sometimes you lose.
Sure.
You get a very hard, very tough
Sure.
opponent. Is a part of the sports.
Yeah,
One
but
of one should lose.
you don't lose
But
because you didn't try. You lose because somebody's just
exactly.
damn good. Yeah.
Exactly, because I'm ready. Because this guy's the opponent guy, is ready as well.
Yep.
So we have a fight, man. This is
Yeah.
a fight. But if we're not ready and lose, like I want advantage,
Yeah.
I have to. Why I lose? Because I didn't train well, and so
It's
you
true,
start
man.
to
I
push
mean,
yourself.
this is a sensitive topic for a lot of like VGJ guys because it's a point of ego, and we try to train our ego out. But for me personally, the most painful experience I had in competing is when I told myself I was ready, but I knew I wasn't ready. I couldn't sleep at night, man. That day when I lost in that competition, I lost in my first fight. It was the World Pro. And like my first competition ever, Abu Dhabi World Pro. So I went into that competition in
I
blue belt,
remember.
and I fought Saud. I believe in the first fight, he was like the UAE up and coming fighter, winning all of competitions,
Yeah, because
and it's my first fight in the
I
first
said, I
competition ever.
remember.
I got killed. I froze. I grabbed
And
his
he's
gi.
supposed to, at that time, he's supposed to be a purple belt
He's
because he has
supposed to be
a
a
blue
purple
belt,
belt.
maybe 10 years blue
Yeah,
belt. What's that?
and I was just a purple. But
But you started very well. You started very well. I remember that fight.
but
How you told me, Saud, I remember the starting the fight. You started very well.
but listen,
And
even though I started very well, maybe I didn't lose that fight because he was better. He was better. I lost that fight because I wasn't ready. And when I went to sleep that night, I was disappointed in myself, not in a negative way, in a sense that I don't want to do this again. If I compete, I get exactly what you're saying because a lot of people, they have this confusion and they end up avoiding competition. But the truth is you have to face yourself and be real. Am I ready to commit 100%? This is when you will really get the correct result. Because if you don't commit 100% and then you see the result of the competition, that's not the right indicator of your jiu-jitsu. It's wrong. You need to commit 100%, then see the result to understand if you're doing it right or wrong.
totally agree. Totally agree.
Yeah,
Totally
I
agree.
like that
Because
message.
there is, of course, there is some people that train for fun. Okay, they don't want to compete. They want to I'm sorry,
Exactly.
get a good condition training,
Right.
learn some skills. But man, if you train and compete, it's good like to be ready for compete. And also
Mm.
don't push yourself if you lose. This is a part of the game.
Exactly.
But
You have to
the,
lose.
the, the most important, in my point of view, when you want to compete, be
Hmm.
ready to compete.
Hmm.
Okay, and just to stand there in front of another person with the crowd look at you, man, is many feelings go in your
The rush of emotions.
your Man, yes, man. So, man, it's just who competes knows about what I'm telling now.
Yes.
It's very, very nice. You know, if you want,
Hmm.
man, it's crazy. It's very, very nice, nice
It
feeling.
has a
But
rush
if
to
you
it,
lose,
yes.
if you lose, also it's good because uh, if you are ready, was ready and lose is a part of the game. You
Absolutely.
have to understand that. You have to understand that lose and win. You have to know losing, know winning, and not only in the sports in your life as well.
Hmm.
You know, so it's like man, I like this feeling of competition. You know, teach
Absolutely.
taught me a lot of things. You know,
I think so.
so
Like, I mean, even for casual jiu-jitsu people like me, I'm not a professional athlete. I consider myself an addict, but casual when it comes to competition, obviously. And I feel like I got so much benefit from it. It taught me that, like, where your brain is not always where your technical side is. You know, you gotta face reality. You gotta. It puts your brain in perspective, and I love it. But you mentioned something when you talked about the Hodger Gracie fight. You pulled half guard. And I know this about you, and everybody who trains with you knows this about you. This is your safe zone. And this is the Zumbi danger zone. There's two danger zones with Zumbi. There's Zumbi half guard and Zumbi Bermuda triangle. You know what I'm talking about. Cross grip, hand on the pants, foot on the hip. You're fucked. Right? This is
yeah,
this is
yeah.
Zumbi 101. The other one is half guard. When did you discover your half guard? Like, when did you feel your game is suited for this?
Yeah, it's human. My blue belt and purple belt, I was only a guard passing.
Okay.
Uh, because I'm not fat, but I'm heavyweight, like
Yeah.
heavyweight and medium heavyweight. So I don't have many mobility in the ground
Right.
and play in the bottom. So I was just passing guard, passing guard, passing guard. I pass a lot. I trained some judo as well. I
Okay.
got some good takedowns, so I play always in the top. And I started to play a lot with good campus.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
his guard is amazing. You know, his skills in the bottle is man. I never trained with some guy like him. You know,
Sure.
like in the training, he's man, he's crazy guy, man,
What belt was
crazy,
this that
crazy.
like that you're training with him?
And purple
Okay.
belt. I start.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He has his gym in his house. Become good friends, close friends.
I heard about this
And I
famous
start
gym.
training a lot. So I'm trying training in his house, man.
Uh-huh.
So man, we train together many times, a lot, a lot, a lot. So
Okay.
we start putting in my mind, Zumbi, you have to train in the bottle. I
Mm.
train in the bottle as well. Have to do guard, have to do guard. And so we start to do guard. And the place that I'm become more confident is was in the half guard.
Okay.
So it's like I start do the half guard there. Also, I start got some specific positions for each one that I was training. That
Right.
Fernando Paradeda also has one deep half guard, good deep half guard. I got
He was training with you
some
guys?
tips from him. Yeah, no, Fernando Paradeda was my professor.
Ah, okay.
He's a professor of Jiu Jitsu at that time.
Nice. And he was a
So he
half
was
guard
my
player.
professor. No. He's a pass guarder as well. That's
Oof.
why I'm starting blue belt and purple belt as a pass guarder.
Sure.
Because he's a blue belt world champion,
Mm-hmm.
purple belt world champion, brown belt world champion, black belt world champion, all the belts.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. He's tough guy as well, man. The
Wow.
competitor is crazy guy.
Okay.
Check in the YouTube.
I will.
He's amazing, man. He's amazing.
Okay. So you started
Uh,
getting pointers from him on half guard and it felt natural to you. It wasn't something that Zumbi, you should play half guard. It's you started feeling.
No. I start feeling because
Mm.
my open guard is not I have a short legs,
Mm-hmm.
so I don't feel confident put on the biceps or
Right.
lasso guard.
Right.
So I start to adaptate the game for my body.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so I start to do well, and man, I got very good results. I won many fights with the half guard,
And you'd pull half guard and when you
and
fight in competitions, or did you just like you try going the top game and then if somebody
now I try to go to the top again. I don't like to choose. No, I will do straight off the half guard. No, I try
okay.
to I like to feel the guy.
Yeah.
You know, some people will know, so you know what he's gonna do. He's do better. So you
Exactly.
try to avoid those positions.
Right.
But some people you don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to feel the guy first. So I try feeling. If I try put him down, I
Mm.
play the top. If not, I to go to my game. That I really know I had I was so confident in my position that
Mm-hmm.
man, when I pulled to the half guard, the guy didn't know me. I didn't know the guy. For sure, 100% I'm gonna sweep him, man. I swept
Absolutely.
many people, man. Oh, man, crazy.
I love it.
Was I did well this one, man.
I love it, man.
I did well.
This is the truth. Like, I see you training, and this is something that always impressed me with you. Like, I'm a white belt. I'm starting, and you're my coach. You're the person I'm learning everything from jiu-jitsu. There's a relationship that you have, but at the same time, the truth is, as a student, you always look at your coach to see how effective he is in jiu-jitsu. You know, it makes you feel proud to learn from like a coach. Like I'm in a training room, and my coach rolls with another black belt, another person, and then I see him like holding them, locking them down, sweeping. And this made me so proud because I see you when you're training, you lock them down, you hold them, you frustrate them. They start trying silly stuff, not silly, but like they get frustrated. They want to do something. That's when you catch them. That's when you sweep them with the pants grip, you know? And I wanted to like see with you, do you feel like half guard is still a very solid position today, or is the modern jiu-jitsu game affecting it?
No, man, sure. There is a many variations now from half guard,
Okay.
not only the deep and the other ones, but still very, very useful. You know, it's a very good position for defense and also to have a many attacks there. They have a many variations right now that I'm watching. I keep watching, and I not like to say evolution, but I like to still watching the new positions,
Stay in touch,
the new games from. Yeah, because you have to know, right? Because someone who going to apply on you, have to defend, have to.
Absolutely.
Even better bolo, I don't like to do, but I know do it. I do sometime, but have to know the new position, the new game. You know,
to know how to defend it.
Grip, we are studying, yes. In our training, we study a lot of positions.
Right.
You know, you do your lasso guard now, cornet's guard.
Yeah, the lapel.
The lapel guard,
Exactly.
Warm guard.
Yes.
I don't like the shit, but I have to look also.
I like the lapel guard for one reason. It's to frustrate and slow down my opponent. But I hate it because it murders my knees. It's not good for the knees. It's not good for the back. It's a very awkward position sometimes. But it's very effective at slowing down a fast opponent. But the thing with your game and half guard that I find so interesting, half guard is a double-edged sword. It's extremely effective from the bottom, but it's also extremely effective for the guy on top. It just depends who knows it better, right? Like if I'm on top and I'm on top of you in half guard, if I can put you flat on your back, or if I am really good on the top, you can get in deep shit. But the guy on the bottom also, if he gets a guy on top in half guard, the guy on top could be in deep shit if he can go under him, like you do, right?
Yeah.
So what is the balance?
Yeah, so it's like the balance. Like I think who's in the bottom? Okay, he's in the bottom. They have like is more. You can hold more the fight. Depends on, of course, where you are.
Yeah.
If you starting to get the good grips in the bottom,
right?
You can hold more the guys because you hold one leg, so it's like it's hard for the guy from the top to escape from there.
Yeah.
Okay. Because nowadays the guy in the top that they want to pass, they don't like to let the guy in the bottom arrive in good position.
Absolutely.
You know, this is the point.
And they try to avoid going to the knees.
Yes. So it's like if you're check like a pass the lapel under the leg and hold the another one, it's hard to pass. It's hard to break this grip, you know?
Right.
So, but if you are a normal half guard, regular half guard, like you say 50-50 each one, just a few grips, it's like it's a good for both, you know? But when you get a good grip in the bottom, it's hard to pass the guard. Even I cannot sweep him, he defends well because the guys have a good balance in the top nowadays.
Sure.
They control well, they go to another side, come back to pass. It's hard to sweep, but even they don't pass your guard. So it's like
I got you.
It's a safety position, I think like that.
Kind of like the lapel guard for me. I find it safe to slow them down until I figure out what to do with them. But like, if you could share with the people listening right now, what is the first objective for Zumbi in half guard? I'm going into half guard. What's the first thing in your mind? What are you looking at?
The first thing in your mind, I have to, in my point of view, the first thing when I go to any position, the first thing, I cannot let the guy get advantage, okay? Or starting advantage on me.
What do you mean? Like,
so what I mean, like, he cannot be one step forward than me.
Got you.
Okay? Like
he has to be defending.
Let's say like that. He's not defending, but he cannot start in front of me in the game. Like in jiu-jitsu, I believe that you have to always be one step forward in your opponent.
Absolutely.
Like you have one grip, you already know what he can do it that for avoid, and don't let the guy escape what you planning to do.
Exactly. Okay.
What you are planning to do. So when I do the half guard, the first thing that I know that he cannot do two things on my half guard.
What's that?
Hold my head, and put my back on the ground, flat on the mat.
You're not worried about the
those
underhook?
two things. The underhook, yes, but I started practicing one good position. Like one friend of mine also do the one very nice position for underhook. That is Jose Junior. I have a underhook on him. He has a strong position when the guy got the underhook and the half guard. Strongest one.
Like a wizard?
He sweep
or...
maybe this. No, not wizard. There's one other one that he sweep like is like I don't know the name of the sweep, but his sweep, man. He does very well. After we can practice, I can show to you as well.
Hell yeah!
Is very nice, but I cannot. I can't. I try to do it, but I can't. I don't know. Is maybe for his biotype. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah.
Or some tips that I have to. Some tips that I have
details.
to learn from him. Yeah, some details. Some. But underhook was well for me. So 3 things: hold the head, underhook, and put my flat on the mat. This I have to avoid totally 100%.
Make sure they don't do it.
If I avoid that, don't do that.
So what do you look for? Like to sorry to interrupt you, but to avoid them doing that and to be one step ahead in the game, what do you do to prevent it? Do you attempt to go?
I love the lapel, man. No, man, I love the lapel.
Yes.
Lapel under the leg, man.
I see that.
So I will be on my shoulder on side.
Right.
Not never flat.
Right.
And when I pass the lapel there, man, I feel very comfortable there. He cannot hold my head. Even if he hold my head with the lapel crossing, I can go to the deep half guard. I have many variations.
Yes, I know them.
So
I know all of them.
If I have the lapel under, if I have the lapel under, man, I'm safe there.
Okay.
I'm safe.
So you try to catch the lapel quickly and wrap it. So you're kind of a Keenan Cornelius yourself.
Nah, but it's a little different. But man, before I put if I decide to put the half guard, I try to open the lapel before I go to the position, right?
Got you.
So when he's standing, I open his lapel, I open his gi, and I put the guy. It's easy to pass the lapel to another arm. So it's like that.
Right. And I noticed something about you is whenever the guy plays a little bit of a light game on top of you, you take him to single leg. Right? Whenever they start going high. Because the lapel grab on the leg is sealed.
Yeah, I go single leg, go to the back, have a many variations from that. So I love the half guard. I also start doing it and have a many variations from that.
Absolutely.
Even I can go back to close the guard. I have many things.
I love it, man. I love it. That's the thing. Like I think you're one of the few guys here in the UAE right now that really have an elevated half guard game. It's your specialization. You know what I mean? So I would be interested, like sometimes if we could do it like on a mat and record a couple of your signature half guard moves. I think people would love that.
Yeah, man. Sure,
that would be cool.
Let's do it, man. And I study a lot. I have many people that do this, like Lucas Leite. I don't know if you know him.
Yes.
Lucas Leite is a specialist of half guard as well. He's amazing half guard. I do a lot of things from what he does. Also, after the new generation, also Bernardo Faria he does like many things that have got a little bit different from his own, but many things and very nice things.
Absolutely. But I mean, like John Danaher is somebody who like online really speaks highly about half guard, and his program on half guard is the best selling program from all of his programs, I think. Like the leg lock first and then half guard, because people are finding not comfort, but just how effective half guard is from top and from bottom. Right? So I think it's something that everybody should like introduce into the game and really study. But I also wanted to touch up with you on something else. So you're a BJJ black belt, but that's not all you were. You went to university for physiotherapy and you graduated. You had your own business in physiotherapy, right? Before coming to UAE.
Yes. So that's my it's my passion as well. I love physiotherapy. I started physiotherapy and in side by side was the jiu-jitsu. As I told you, I got the scholarship in the university, so that's divided a bit in jiu-jitsu and the university. But I graduated in physiotherapy.
Okay.
and I opened a clinic with my partner. And in the same time, I was working in my clinic, and I didn't left jiu-jitsu on side. It's like I started working in jiu-jitsu, working jiu-jitsu, but it's hard to keep both.
Run a business
And
and do jujitsu.
yeah, exactly. So it's my own
Sure.
business. It's starting growing. I have many clients. You give some service from big companies like labor labor. I don't know the translate for English, but it's uh, in Brazil we call labor gymnastic, labor gymnastic. We prevent injuries in the companies for who is
Ah,
working in front of computers. It's
interesting.
like ergonomy tips, and we offer to them like some few minutes of break in the work
Hmm.
to stretch, to move their body, to give some tips to help it to how to sit. So this is growing a lot in Brazil,
So the companies would
and we
hire
have
you
this
as a company to come in, and they have a contract like monthly with you to take care of their staff.
exactly perfect,
Okay.
exactly like that,
Okay,
exactly
got
like
you.
that. So we started growing, have many companies that are looking for us, and have our own clinic that we do a traditional physiotherapy,
Nice.
like a rehabilitation injuries,
Right.
sport injuries. So it's crazy, man. And at the same
Very
time, I
interesting.
start
Very interesting.
put jiu-jitsu in beside, because I don't have a time to train.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was like my perfect time in jiu-jitsu as well. I was like a 26, 20,
Your prime. Yeah.
27, like yeah, man. So it's like my mind will become like crazy, man. What I have to do in jiu-jitsu, but at the
Sure.
same time I have to have some income, right? So it's like
Yeah.
25 years old, 26 years old, 27. I cannot stay in my parents'
Yeah. And back then it
house
wasn't
forever,
clear, like it wasn't clear to you that jiu-jitsu could be your future career or something. Because like everybody and their mother
No,
has a
no.
gym academy in Brazil.
No, no, no.
Yeah.
And after that, finished my university, and my parents start pushing me, and they start to ask me like, Zumbi, now it's the time to run your business. We'll
Yes.
help you to buy this business, to create
Nice.
this business. Let's do it. Let's do it. This is your future. Your physiotherapy is your future.
Hmm.
And I start putting jiu-jitsu on the side, you know.
Yeah.
And the same time, but I start after that, maybe 3 4 months I was outside from jiu-jitsu. The Paradeda invited me to teach some classes
Hmm.
in the jiu-jitsu
Got you.
twice a week. So I back to jiu-jitsu after I stopped like a 3 months. So I'm just practicing, going to go to campus house,
Nice.
training there, and get to jiu-jitsu once a week, twice a week, once a week in jiu-jitsu. So it's like a training, like just for fun, right?
Yeah.
And because I work a lot. And he invited me to start teaching there to 2 classes per week.
Beginners classes or
So
adults or which one?
yeah,
You were a black belt
adults
by
class.
then.
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay.
By Fernando Paradeira, Marius Perry and Walter Matos.
Okay.
They gave me the black belt, but under Fernando Paradeira was a black belt, and had a coach from Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay. So you kind of
Uh,
you married your two passions together. You were trying to run a business in physiotherapy. You felt this will bring you the money, and jiu-jitsu was just a love for you, right? It wasn't something that you were sure would
yeah,
make you money. It was just something you loved.
exactly. No,
Mm.
exactly like that. Exactly
Did you
perfect.
did you do any
Uh,
physiotherapy for jiu-jitsu athletes during that time?
yes, yes, yes. The time yes, I can remember it's like because I got many experience in football club. I work in the Grêmio football club like
Oh yeah.
2 years there.
Okay.
Okay, like in the end of my university, I went there,
I
and
see.
one of the physiotherapists there, like Henrique Valente, uh, he taught me many things. I learned
Wow.
many things from him. He's had now he became like a head physiotherapy in the club for a
Until today?
professional. So no, last year he left,
Okay.
but he stayed there maybe more than 10 years, I guess, more than 10 years in the Grêmio.
So
It's a huge team,
he's
huge football club in Brazil.
he's looking after everything to do with the physiotherapy of the players of the team, right? The football players.
Yes, yes, yes. So I work with him like 2 years. I learned a lot, man, a lot. I saw many of injuries from soccer players,
Of
football
course.
players. So I learned a lot. And after I put I did one postgraduate in the sports injuries as
Okay.
well.
Okay.
And I learned a lot. So I have a good, but what I learned even was in the sports club there in Grêmio,
Yeah. I
because I got many injuries, more the low sports injuries in general, right? Like and knee recovery, LCL recovery,
sure.
ankle twist, many things for the lower body and lower back as well.
So this is
And then
why
my
I wanted to ask you this, because like, uh, how do you compare the injuries you saw in football to the injuries you saw in jiu-jitsu? Like, what are the common injuries that you find in jiu-jitsu?
it's a different sports, but the injuries maybe is the same. Like I did one work also about the injuries, how the injuries in jiu-jitsu.
Uh-huh.
The more often injuries is like the joints, the hands joints.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's the most
Most common, the
uh,
hands.
common hands. Yeah, yes,
Mm.
the joints of the hands. Okay,
Okay.
the fingers.
Okay.
The second one was the lower back. I guess lower back. I have the article there, but
Mm-hmm.
the lower back and the knees as well.
Yes.
The LCL, the ligaments, because who doing guards, and
Sure.
because jiu-jitsu is not a functional sports, right? Like
Sure.
we do some movements that is not anatomic.
Not so
It's
good
not
for the
good
body.
at all. It's not good, not
Yeah.
good at all. Not good at
Yeah.
all. That's why I recommend everybody to warm up well, stretch well, and if you have an opportunity to do some gym before you start training,
Mm-hmm.
get your joints strong. Is the best way
So here's the
to
interesting
start.
conversation I want to have with you with this is there's a lot of people listening right now that train jiu-jitsu, black belts, colored belts at many different portions of their jiu-jitsu life. What do you recommend for them, like as preventative measure? Let's talk about that first. What should they be doing to protect themselves from injuries?
Yes, there is some injuries that you cannot prevent, like this we call it traumatic injuries, right? So
Sure.
like something happens, there's some tweets that the guy apply on you, you cannot avoid, right?
Sure.
So some injuries that you are playing and normally like muscles or even you can become like our joints a little bit stronger
Mm.
than they are right now.
Right.
So for that, it's good to do some exercise, normal exercise in the gym. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like if you cannot access the gym, at least you have to warm well. Okay,
Right.
warm well your joints before the training. Check if you are really warm to not get any muscle injuries.
Right.
And for the joints, you must do some gym. You have to like for the knee, you can do some by yourself, but some stability exercise, like
Right.
a balance exercise, you
Even
can do
if you
for
don't
your
have
joints, but
injuries, you should be doing this.
you should be doing for sure. This is a
So
prevent. We work a lot of injuries prevention. Like you can do many exercises you can do by your own.
right.
For sure, you're gonna be harder to get some injury if you do that.
Absolutely. Can you tell me about
Absolutely.
what your advice is for when they should be doing the conditioning training and when they should be training jiu-jitsu? Because some people like I should do it after jiu-jitsu, some people before, some people morning, jiu-jitsu evening. What is the right, in your
Yeah.
opinion, time to train the
Uh,
body?
my opinion is like if you do before, it's like before you work your joints, warm your joints, your joints and the ligaments become a little bit tired. When you depends of your training, the kind of training you are doing. Like if you're don't don't like it's not hard training, you can
Okay.
do before. But if you're training hard, like you are a competitor, everything, like you have to get some space between the both, because you have to get rest. Okay,
Okay.
you do this exercise for prevent.
Hmm.
So before the training, so give some space, like at least like a 3-4 hours
Hmm.
for your body recovery. After that, you normally warm before the training and train as well. But you can split for one day. You do this prevention exercise,
Hmm.
and another day you jiu-jitsu, or give some gap between like a 3-4 hours.
Okay.
You
So
can Your body can, because it's not, because the prevention is not a hard training. It's like
mhm.
it's a joint and ligaments workout.
Sure.
So it's like a mobilization workout.
Sure.
So it's a light training, but avoid a lot of future injuries
I
for
mean,
sure, 100%.
the warm up of jiu-jitsu is not going to tire out your joints and ligaments. The weightlifting, the deadlifts, and all of this will tire them out. How do you feel about a lot of the clubs and places that they have jiu-jitsu training, and like 10 minutes after they do a workout, a proper like hardcore high intensity interval training workout? Do you agree with this philosophy, or do you think this is risky?
It depends of your body. I defend the workout that they should be specialized for each one,
Right.
individual.
But most
You
of them do
know,
it as a team, as a club. It's not individual.
as a team. But that's I don't like too much because I have a different condition than you, so I have a
Sure.
different body than you.
Exactly.
So I have some different parts of I have to get some gain than you. You have to work more some parts of your body than me.
Right.
So we have some different part of the body, the weakness than me. So
Exactly.
I like to individualize this kind of training. You know, like when I training before, my coach did for me one training, for another guy another training, even if we're training together. You know, training together in the same time, but for many people it's hard. You know, so it's like they do some kind of CrossFit. You know, some is a conditional training that like a protocol that everyone can do it. It's not like this kind of training, my point of view, not become better your conditional, just for keep some conditional at the same level.
Right.
It's different.
I find a lot of
The right training for me,
yeah.
the right training for me is like an individual training.
Okay.
You know, so it's like and after the training, depends of the training is not work because you're already tired from the training. And after that, you become more. Man,
Chance of
I don't
injury.
I don't like.
Also.
Yeah, also of course, and
I
you
get you.
cannot recover well for another day.
I get you.
So it's like I don't like. I prefer like individual training and specialized training for yourself. You know.
I see. I like that, man. I mean, the beautiful thing is all of my jiu-jitsu injuries, I came to you, right? And you helped me recover from all of them,
Yeah.
right? And once this pandemic is over, I need to see you to help me with a few other things, especially like for somebody who's like me, who got into jiu-jitsu later in life. They feel it a lot more on their body because the younger years where your body is forming and developing based on what you're doing, this is the right time to develop the joints. For me, I didn't develop these joints for jiu-jitsu. I developed them for other things, maybe. So for us, as you get older, how many trainings per week is a good target for somebody around my age group and trying to still get good at jiu-jitsu? Should we be doing 5 trainings a week? Should we be doing less?
No, for start, no, man. For start, I think I think that 3 times a week. 3 times a week is a good start.
Okay.
You know, until your body get the motion of jiu-jitsu, you get so start slowly, step by step. You know, if you don't have any like you are already start for the conditional maybe for learn because you love the sport, so you start like 3 times a week.
Right.
And if you like to start, no, I can now maybe after 1 month, 2 months, between 1 month, 2 months, you can put one class more like that. You know, it's like you don't have a reason to start 5 days a week. You know, so it's like
sure.
Because you never, if you did exercise before, like another martial arts or you do some weight lifts, like it'll be easily for you, you know. But if you don't, man, step by step. Otherwise, you know how now you're back, you train like one day, your body another day is like man, you cannot move in the bed, you know. So it's like
100%.
You have to wait your body recovery. This is physiological. You know? It's like
I like this, you know, George St. Pierre's coach, Firas Zahabi. They train out of TriStar Gym, Montreal. He has a philosophy that I really like, and basically saying volume is better than intensity. So if I was to go now train jiu-jitsu hardcore pohada, and then I cannot train tomorrow or the day after, or I cannot train good quality, then I lose out. But if I train 50%, not 50%, you have to train 100% sometimes, but if I train 50% today, I can train tomorrow, the day after, the day after. So there's a balance of the energy you put in jiu-jitsu also on for your body.
Yeah, what I follow, I read many things before when I was competing, and Also, my coach Jean, you know Jean, huh? Jean Bueno is a physical education as well.
Yes.
He's a very, very nice physical conditioner guy,
Yeah.
teacher,
Yeah. He's a
coach.
beast.
He's amazing. He's amazing, man. He really, if you need like a become in shape and do he's my best time in physical condition. He was
Wow.
my coach.
Wow.
Yeah, and man, he did for me like evaluation. You know, he evaluate you in the beginning, do the middle of the training, and he do like a schedule for you when we want where you are,
Mm-hmm.
where you want to go.
Oh.
You know, your competitions. When you are a competition,
Mm-hmm.
he create this training for you. This is the best way. Now you are
Wow.
here now. You cannot arrive in high level
Mm-hmm.
because I have a competition 2 months. In these 2 months, you're not to be ready. You're not to be 100%.
He can gauge it. Yeah.
Because man, this is the best training, man. Because
I
he
love it.
knows, he evaluate your body right now. Check, do your tests, what
Mm-hmm.
you are, your power, your explosive, your
Sure.
strength, everything, and check out. In 2 months, I cannot reach you there in this point. You know, so this competition, I'm sorry, but you will not be 100%.
I like that
So
approach.
and you not skip the steps. You know, so you cannot skip the steps. Impossible. It's a physiological thing.
Yes.
So the guy that tell you that you will become good in 1 month, 2 months, change your body
It's
is
giving
his
you
life
false
for you,
hope.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I gotta get
And it's
John
like
on this podcast because I think that could be a cool conversation to have for people to
yes, and
benefit
he
from.
has many techniques also. He study a lot the science. He's a science. We call them that is a crazy science
The crazy
in
scientist.
Brazil. Yeah.
I like
Because
that. That's true.
yes, man.
He has the
The
personality.
functional training, yeah, the functional
Mm.
training that they are doing today. Functional training. He did this a long time ago, man.
Before it
Long
was
time
popular.
ago, before it was popular, you know. It's like
Exactly.
he's amazing. He's an amazing teacher as well. But he apply his science in the teaching and also in his training. Man, it teaches the person, man.
We need to definitely get
His
him on
knowledge
this
is amazing.
podcast.
His knowledge is amazing.
Man, there's something very important we need to discuss. And I cannot call this a podcast without talking about this with you. And this is like life-changing. Your
Yes,
churrasco.
yeah, okay.
Your cooking.
Nice.
For everybody listening that likes to grill, now in this Corona times, I'm looking on Instagram. Everybody's grilling, making bread, making pizza. I'm one of them. But how
I
often?
saw you making pizza.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
I saw it.
Now I'm an Arabic meat kind of guy. I know how to make the Arabic style.
Italiano.
Bro, you're gonna be surprised, man. I'm making some crazy
Mm.
shit. But when it comes to meat, I want your advice. You're somebody that everybody knows can cook. So what do you do? What's different about your food? Is it the type of meat? Is it the spicing? Let's
No,
get chef style.
the first thing.
Okay.
I'll
All right.
change the one about the subject
Tell
now.
me.
Let's
I'm
do
listening.
about the.
I'm
Okay.
listening.
I learned from my daddy and from some guys in Porto Alegre as well. My city, Rio Grande do Sul, is a very famous city from the barbecue.
Uh-huh.
The traditional food there is a barbecue.
It's the
If you
gaucho
go to
lifestyle as
another
well.
city, Gaúcho lifestyle,
Gaucho.
yes. Every
Okay.
Sunday, man, every Sunday,
Nice.
the family reunite the family and they make this barbecue for all the family. This is a traditional thing there.
Cool.
You know? So the Sunday there is like a
Family day.
as a family day, like a Friday here, right?
Yes.
So the most important thing is the meat, the quality of the meat.
Got you.
You know, you cannot nobody, any chef in the world can make a good meat if the precedence is a bad meat,
Absolutely.
bad call.
Absolutely.
You know? So the meat should be from good precedence.
I got you.
First thing.
Okay.
Okay, first thing. So if you have a good meat, now you have to know the time of the cooking, the size of you cut the meat, the size of the meat that you put in the fire, the distance of the fire is important as well.
Okay.
You know, like if the fire is high fire, you have to put higher the distance from the fire. Depends the way of the meat that you want.
Wow.
You know, so I follow many guys, barbecue guys here in the Instagram.
Okay.
So I like to read and have some knowledge about how to cook. Now they create like a put salt after, put salt before, like a salt B.
Exactly.
You know, they put the salt after and
Nusrat, yes.
Everybody salt.
Man, sodium overload.
I'm the traditional one that I put salt before.
Okay.
No, I salt to the before I cook.
Interesting.
So like I prefer the salt before cooking. And it good also the type of salt that you use.
Right.
The type 1. Yeah. So it's like for some meats, some kind of meats, and depends of the part of the meat, you have to use the biggest rock salt, and
The
another
sea
ones is
salt.
the sea salt. Yeah, sea salt.
Right.
And another ones have to use another kind of salt, another type of salt.
So
So
how long
this tip.
how long have you been studying and like researching how to barbecue? Like when
No,
did
I know
how
like
far
every. No, I started with my father. My father every Sunday go to
from
the
when you were a teenager?
barbecue pit. Yeah, I was a teenager, like
Wow.
13, 14. I started to know about this,
Hmm.
and I always watch him to do it, how to prepare,
Right.
how to. I went to the butchery for him.
Mm-hmm.
He find it, and he choose the meat, so I
Okay.
know how to choose the meat. And so it's like I like to go to and choose the meat. When I cook, I like to choose the meat.
And what's your favorite cut?
Sometimes man, I like both most, man. No, actually 3, man.
Oh
Actually 3.
shit. Okay, the whole cow.
Yeah, yeah. They're actually actually 3. I love it. Three cuts, man.
Okay.
The picanha is the
Oh,
queen of the barbecue, man.
absolutely.
Picanha. If you choose a good picanha, good procedence, man, it's amazing.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Uh, ribs,
Mm-hmm.
short ribs.
Must have.
It's amazing. I have two ways to do it. One, the slow cook
Oh,
is
okay.
good as well.
How
That's
many
better.
hours?
But man, maybe this in Brazil they use 12 hours, 10 hours, but
Ooh.
it's too much. You can
Mm.
do it this one, another 5 hours,
Okay.
5 hours, 6 hours maximum.
Got you.
You can have a good ribs, and that one also the short ribs that you call I don't know in English, but tira is
Cheetah.
you have like a two fingers the special maximum the
Mm-hmm.
size the higher,
Yes.
and is a fast cook like a
Is this close to the
normal like
Arabic
a
ones that we had
steak.
together? Remember the Arabic ones we
No,
had?
no, no.
That's
It's that.
oh well,
Yeah,
that's
yeah, no,
lamb.
no. But it's too close. Yeah, it's too close to the fire.
Got you.
That
Ah.
is like you're gonna burn outside, but inside
Yeah.
be not cooked. It'll be not cooked. So
Got you.
it should be a little bit more the distance.
Got you.
But we're gonna do. We're gonna
I
show. I'm
can't
gonna
wait.
show you.
I can't wait. You know,
And another one is a fraldinha. Fraldinha is inside squirt or
flank.
flank.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah, but you have to have a really good meat for a good flank because it can end up very dry.
yeah. No, it's a very nice. I found the fruits. I know the man.
Oh, you know the suppliers,
I,
the dealers.
yeah, yeah.
Okay,
I, uh,
I like it.
I got the number of the guy from Carrefour here in Yas Mall. I got the chief of the butchery there.
Oh,
He has I got his WhatsApp. I send him before I go. I send a message to him like
Only
yeah,
Zumbi, only Zumbi would go
yeah,
undercover in the butcher, get the
yeah.
arbab.
Because many times I arrive there, man, no meat, no nose, no ribs, no.
Yeah,
It's
man.
like man,
Man,
have to go another place now.
have you tried El Carne, the one that's in Mushrif Mall?
Yes, and the Musharraf Mall. Yes,
It's very,
good
very
quality.
good, very expensive. But last time
Expensive.
I got picanha, and because it was a very big
Mhm.
piece, I got them to cut part of it and mix it to make burgers. Oh my God, man. The best burgers I've ever had. Picanhas can
Mhm.
mix very well for burgers. We'll try them
Yes,
together.
sure.
We have to.
That's they used to mix some ribs as well, ribs with picanha, and they like to mix the meat for the burgers.
Whoa.
Become very good taste also. Some fat meat with the no fat meat. It's like so they mix together to get
Right.
a different taste. Man, become very nice, very nice.
And how often are you grilling now that you're in lockdown and all of this?
Lockdown now, man. I do maybe twice a week, man. Twice a week. I
Oh,
try to.
nice.
Because I try to, because the my barbecue pit that you made for me.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
my
I
pleasure.
use like because I have to buy is outside now has become hot now, right? So
Sure.
for lunch become hot now, man. And I have some shadow here. It's just like the sun hit all the time here in my house,
Right.
so it's a little bit hard to make it. But I use it the pan as well with butter. I do a lot of grilling there, and I use also air fry, man. Air fry sometimes.
You fry. Ah, the
Air
taboo.
fry. Yeah,
I like
exactly.
it.
No, but the perfect grill is in the barbecue pit, man.
Absolutely. I love the taste of coal, the feeling of just also the social aspect, right? When you have all your friends over and you have the barbecue like we had that time, there's no feeling like it, man.
Yes. No,
Tell me
crazy.
something. Just one last question on this because you're the guy to ask. What's the difference between Gaucho barbecue and Rio de Janeiro barbecue? Like the south and the north?
This is the yeah, man. Usually, I think is the same. You know, we
Okay.
like to play each other,
Of course.
and
North
say that
versus south.
because north or south. The Rio de Janeiro is a similar our barbecue. The problem is the Paulistas guys from São Paulo that they don't like to don't do this kind of barbecue. You know,
Ah, okay.
if the so this we call the more the Paulistas guys and the Rio de Janeiro, but the all Brazil all country they follow now the famous barbecue is from south. They all they know that.
Because
Now
Brazil is
the so
known for
the
churrasco all over.
yeah no, probably yes in the in the north there, in
Mm.
Salvador, Bahia, they like more seafood,
Yeah. Yeah.
another kind of meat. They don't eat too
Yeah.
much barbecue, but Rio, São Paulo, Porto Alegre, for sure, 100%. It's almost the same. We just play each other, you know, have a fun.
Yeah, I have to
Just to,
tease each other, man. But that,
yeah, yeah,
now I'm looking forward to this pandemic to get over with very soon. Because now for me, when it's over, we have some good churrasco to celebrate. Gather our
yeah,
friends,
sure,
have
sure.
some good beers, have some churrasco, and enjoy going back to normal life. I hope, man. I hope we go back to normal
Yeah,
life.
man. Should do, yeah, sure, man. 45 more than 40 days are already.
Yeah.
No, but the world start to open a little bit now.
Man,
They're
I'm worried about
discussing
this.
to open a bit.
I'm worried about this
So
because most
you
of the
saw did you see in Dubai they celebrate about the no deaths like a death so it's like a
I think it's
it's similar.
I think it's premature. I have to be honest with you. I'm happy. Like what they did in the UAE is incredible compared to a lot of places in the world. But for me, if you look at history, whenever there was a major pandemic or a flu, the dangerous phase was not the beginning, it was the second wave. It's when they relaxed and then everybody went back to normal and then it hit again. But next time it hits a lot harder. So I just want to make sure that like we don't go out of lockdown too soon. As much as I miss jiu-jitsu, I miss being around my friends and people. I just, I definitely don't want us to get to a point where we have a second wave, right? Can you hear me now?
Just a sec.
There we go.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
You had to put it back to reconnect. I got you.
Mm,
I'm just saying. I'm worried about the second wave. I hope we don't go out of lockdown, go back to normal life, and then it's back next winter or some shit, and then like we're in trouble. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
yeah, sure, man. Man, since I arrived here 2009, and even since I born, man, never think about pass for this kind of. We saw this
Absolutely.
in new movies and
Yeah,
many
man.
things, man.
Yeah.
And but man, I think that here is safe. You know, since 2009 here in this country, I think that man, it's crazy. This country is crazy. How they growing a lot since I arrived here is crazy, man. So I think that we are protected here. Is
Yeah.
I
I feel
think that this
safe.
is gonna pass. Yeah, I think that this gonna pass this fast, and also like maybe 1 month, 2 months. We
Here they have the ability to take the decisions necessary, and they have the understanding from the people to work with the government. This is why we're very blessed to be living here. But again, I mean, this is something new. And you said it, like we're living in a movie. The problem is, in situations like this that we never experience in our life, the only reference we have is the movies or The Walking Dead. So when it happens, we behave like it's The Walking Dead, which is not the right way to behave. Maybe we shouldn't get so scared. Maybe we shouldn't buy all the toilet paper. Maybe we should just calm the fuck down and wait, be patient, let the government do what it's got to do, and then get past it. And I hope so, man. I want to get back on the mats. I'm going crazy. I really am going crazy
yeah, me
about
too,
it.
man. Me too. Now I have a more time. Also, I not teach anymore the kids class there in
Yeah,
Marina.
yeah,
So, but I still in the federation in the tournament. So,
yeah,
but so I work just in the weekends. Maybe 1 week before the tournaments,
yeah.
I work with them. But now I have more time to practice. I have more time for me.
And
So
I think this
it'll be
break
good,
was
man.
healthy for some of the people. But man, I'm excited for the kids because I feel like all the
Now this
coaches.
month you're in April now. April, yeah.
April.
Last week we're supposed to have the World Pro. I already was working
Oh,
in the World Pro. Yes,
I almost forgot
I was
about
started.
this.
Yeah, man. I was
Wow,
starting working the World Pro. I receive all
crazy,
the things to man. I have a many list to do,
crazy,
many tasks to do it.
crazy.
And man, I receive all the things. I started do a lot of some work in the for the World Pro, and
Yeah,
then all the things shut down.
man, that's
But you
crazy.
see, they still hoping for November. You see,
I think it should be possible because like there'll be a phase where the virus disappears and hopefully it doesn't come back. If it comes back by January, we should hope to have the vaccines, man. But like I think, man, all the coaches here in Abu Dhabi, as soon as this is over, they're gonna teach the shit out of the kids because they've been so bored. They're gonna have so much energy. The kids are gonna have really good
yeah, you
jujitsu.
have a many tennis. Yeah, a lot of tennis, man. Of course, everybody wants to do something.
100%.
Of
We
course,
appreciate the ability to go to class before we take it for granted. Fuck it, I don't want to go to class today. Oh, I don't feel like now, man. I'm never gonna miss class. I can't wait till it comes back. You
you
appreciate that.
really for sure. Everybody misses it. And now this class was really good, but now he will come back. He said, "Man, they should do this." For sure, they are thinking about in their
Yeah,
homes. Why we didn't make it? Why we didn't do that?
absolutely.
So yeah, man,
There's a lot of
sure,
good
this is
that's
good.
gonna come from this, man. Like families getting closer, people reprioritizing their health. You see, everybody's now working out at home. Everybody's trying to, focus on something. Maybe not their body, maybe not their health. They're focusing on their skills, their mind. It's also their joy. Like you get sometimes to do the things you enjoy.
Sure. Totally agree,
We'll
man.
see, man.
Totally
But
agree.
I can't wait to get back together, man, and train. I appreciate you doing this podcast with me. It's been amazing. It's a lot of fun.
Man,
Did you have a good time?
thank you. Of course, man. Of course, it'll be always a
My
pleasure to
brother.
talk to you,
My
man.
brother,
Always,
likewise. I
brother,
appreciate you,
man. My
man.
brother.
Let me wrap it up here on the podcast side. I hope you guys enjoyed this stream. Everybody on YouTube, what's up? I see you grip for fun. Fraudinia is Bavet. He's talking about the meat.
Bravette.
Bravet.
No, mas is a flank and Bravette. Bravette also is another part of Claudinha. Both
I
can do both.
see. I see. Quero ver a volta Zumba. Okay, that's something for you. Maior orgulho filho Zumbi, te amamos.
My mother.
Oh, really?
Who's when I don't know who is that?
Paulo Roberto Silva.
My father.
Hey!
I like this, yeah.
What's up, Baba? How you doing?
Miss you.
How you doing? It's a pleasure to have you here. Cool, man. We have some cool. Muka's
Nice.
here. Filippi Duracell is here. Faisal Al-Ataibi.
Nice.
A bunch of guys. Majid Khalaf. They're all saying hi to you, man.
Nice. See you guys. Thank you, guys.
Good stuff, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys, on YouTube. I'll catch you guys on the next podcast. Much love to all of you. Jean. Oh, Jean, what's up, brother? The beast is here.
David's here. Yeah, we talk about you, man.
Yeah.
A lot about you.
Yes, Jean,
Yeah.
we're going to be in touch with you very soon, Jean. We got to get you on this
Yeah.
podcast. Flex the muscles on
Sure.
us, man. Let's go.
Nice.
Oh, thank you, everybody.